And good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to finish off, or try to finish off, Liminalcore. I don't know what happened, but on Chapter 5, I got royally stuck, and I couldn't figure it out. So we'll try to we'll start from Chapter 3, try to wander back to 4 if we can master it. But I know that Chapter 3 sometimes links to Chapter 5, so we might end up doing that instead. But we'll try to figure it out. It is a puzzle, but it is also a liminal space. We're supposed to take our sweet time for it. Let's take a look at my stream and to make sure that all sounds and images are all right. Hello. How y'all doing? So, put it down a little bit. Here we are. Let's okay. Dive in. So, let's go into settings. Before I had turned the audio down because there might have been some issues with copyright music. And someone had said that in Chapter 5 there might be an audio clue that helps me guide to finish the level. They also did a couple of updates for Chapter 5. So we'll dive into that in a mo. So we'll go into chapters, and then I guess we'll start in... I kind of don't like Chapter 3. I prefer Chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 3 is meh, right, in my opinion. But let's start Chapter 4, and then maybe we can get into Chapter 5 that way. And here we go. I had the hardest time trying to figure it out for Chapter 5. Then there was like a thread or post on the Steam forums about there are some bugs in Chapter 5, so that could have been the reason why I wasn't able to find my way through, but we'll see. Interesting. Remember this. We have a choice to make. Left or right? Let's try left. See what happens in that direction. Oh, I remember this. So we've been here before, so why don't we head right? So my rule of the game is if I'm playing a chapter over again, that if I see an area that I recognize, I go the other route to see what happens. Yeah, I don't recognize this. There's a door over here. Let's take a quick peek to see if I recognize it. Red slides. I do kind of recognize it. So I'm gonna go over here. Oh, I recognize this one too. So it looks like at some point I looped back around and found my way to both areas. But I thought this was like so beautiful. I think it's just mostly the reflections of the light through the water, and the light bending. That's right. We'll go through this area again. I always thought this was really cool. So we have left and right. Kind of curious. We'll dip my head right, and then I'll go left. Okay. I remember that. Oh yeah, this weird area. It is good to look back, try to figure it out. Oh yeah. I remember being super afraid of it. Okay. Can't go that way. It'll probably will rind us. Guess we're going only one way. Oh boy. I think there's a phobia for very large statues or something. Bigelophobia? Something like that. I should look that up. Creepy. There's a... Ah! I think I'm supposed to stay on the path in the water. Why these go all the way over here? It's nothing. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Lee. Oh, here we go. It's an abyss. Ooh. Giant face. I wasn't there before. That's different. Are we... Hold on. Is this a different hall? I think so. Yeah, the other one didn't have stairs, as far as I could remember. Very peculiar. It's the same, yet different. That's what's kind of bugging me. Like, did I come here before? We'll go this way this time. We'll cross over. There's no entryway there. Ah, here we go. So before, I just went straight. What happens if we veer off just a tad? Like, go to these areas of light. Right. I don't see anything different than before. Yes, there's not much, except these 3 passageways. Should we take the center, left, or right? Let's try the right. I imagine it'll just lead into the same area. Is there an overhang? Interesting. Long hallway. I was trying to remember. Liminal Spaces games, like before Pools and Liminalcore. And I could think of certain games that accidentally did it. Ah, yes. I guess we're trying to make our way over there. Oh yeah, the walls, they kind of flash in and out. So there are a couple games out there that kind of have liminal-like levels, but I think it's unintentional, right? How do I get there? There's water. And then I fall. And then I'll get back up again. Oh, it starts us at the beginning. Interesting. I feel like I should get to that lit area over there. Interesting. I don't think it's possible to reach the other areas. Is it? So if we play our cards right, we can hit this one. I wonder if... I don't see any doors down this direction. Ah, it's not 100% connected. It's broken. Ah, that's a dead end. Doable. Well, there's a mist down there. It kind of rolls. That's bizarre. Oh, that's creepy. Made it to the room of pipes. So, like, as I was saying before, I could remember a couple of games where it felt like they had liminal levels. Silent Hill especially, where there's no one there. And areas are absent of people, or they have signs of people, but without people, they're kind of this weird quasi-liminal space. Exploring a foggy town or a derelict spaceship are a few liminal spaces that I can kind of think of inside of games that unintentionally use that technique to kind of provide horror or terror or some sort of dread while playing the game. Especially isolation. I think isolation is the top feeling that they're trying to give you as you play. I don't think the idea of liminal spaces started as an intentional concept until like the early 2000s, right? I mean, Stanley Parable, I feel, is a liminal space game, but they don't call it that. They call it some sort of, I don't know, I forget what they call it. But they did call it in between places, you know, choice, routine, control, looping, and sort of that isolation of mental dread, especially being stuck in a workplace, as Stanley is stuck in. That's a good game. I wonder if maybe I should fire that up. I haven't played it in a very long time, and I remember they announced some sort of improvements or changed a couple levels. Aha. See anything? I guess we're invited to take the slide down. Guess it's loading. Ah, the red place. But I guess I think it was around, what, 2010s? I recall that liminal spaces became kind of an aesthetic. I remember reading about it and people discussing it. So, and then there's this sort of uptick of photos of eerie, empty transitional places like vacant malls and empty school hallways or pools. The vagueness of it kind of exploded in popularity. It almost felt like the creepy pastas or the copy pastas of old, where you had, what is it, Slender Man? Oh. Let's go this way. All right. But the images were like often, I don't know, just the emptiness of it was vaguely familiar but very unsettling. But it had a nostalgia kind of intertwined with it, if I could describe how it made me feel when looking at those images. All right, let's give it a shot. We'll probably reappear back up. Yeah, we did. Yep. Not an option. It's moist. Just a detour, I think. I think Liminal Spaces games kind of exploded when people started making backroom videos on YouTube, and then someone decided to make backrooms video games. Remember last time, if I went through that way, that's it. Kinda creepy. Giant doorways or archways that whisper back at you should be avoided, I guess. But I guess the aesthetic for Liminal Spaces just created a spark in indie horror and walking simulator games. Really focusing on visuals and ambiance. Yeah. But if I were to go through, like, each of the games and kind of describe what they were in terms of liminality. What is that? It's just a mirror. Right? So, like, for example, isn't there a doorway? There it is. Stanley Parable. To me, I thought that was more of an interactive narrative adventure where you play as Stanley in an office, as an office worker, right? And you are constantly instructed by this, I don't know, invasive narrator. You're always given a choice to either obey the narrator or, oh yeah, you. It's an eye. It's creepy. It's watching me. But if I were to categorize its liminal focus, it's mostly an empty office that's pretty quintessential for a lot of liminal spaces games and backroom games. And then repeating hallways, right? You're just repeating over and over and over. You're kind of entering this weird loop. Oh, yeah, I remember now. These side passages didn't have much light, so I couldn't proceed that way. I guess we're stuck going this direction? Oops, excuse me. I'll be all right. Thanks for being patient. I'm back. So we're in this red area. They're just archways leading to the same area. There's one game that I want to play that I haven't. It's called Superliminal. It is I would call it more of a puzzle game with a liminal atmosphere. And I think it's because, and I've watched videos of people playing it, and I read the reviews, and it's on my list to play, and it's more focused on what seems to me perspective and optical illusions. Wow. Okay. But I guess its liminal focus, sorry, is more about long, empty hallways, much like this. Just bizarre scale, changing objects, and its dream-like atmosphere. So that sounds like a really fun game to play, and I do want to. It's an old game. I mean, like, it was released in, what, 2010, I think? Or was it 2019? I get confused with some of these games because they all have liminal in their names. No, 2019, 2020 for liminal, superliminal sounds about right. This is the end of chapter 4. Let's see where it puts us. Oh. Did we die? Ah, so this is like unending. So we'll head back. And then let's go straight into chapter 5. See what we can do. I thought you could access chapter 5 from chapter 4, but I guess I was wrong. What is that in the corner? Hold on. Take a look at it. That thing over there. That looks new-ish to me. I don't remember that from last time. Ah. The snake-like object to scare you. Then, yes, what was it? Around the 2020s, a whole slew of like backrooms games with backrooms titles came out. Some were free, some were paid. More than I could count, really. Some were good, some were bad. Some were like early access. Oh, it's too dark. I can't see anything. Just go around. Some are still in early access. Can you believe that? They've been probably out for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, maybe 5? I love the concept of backroom games. I believe, in my opinion, many of them are directly influenced by the creepy pasta stories that people posted in forums and in places like Reddit. But many of the time these games are... you're just stuck in an endless loop. You know, in a yellow, damp, carpeted corridors, and there are other levels of... usually they're kind of transitional levels. The empty mall is one of them I remember. And then often they kind of add a monster or escape mechanic that's chasing you. I kind of don't like those ones. Kind of feels artificial in a way. Now that's kind of moving away from the liminal aesthetic, in my opinion, and moving toward horror. But if I were to describe its sort of core liminal elements, it would be just those empty identical hallways and fluorescent hum of lights. Ah, okay. So, this is where we got kind of stuck. Hopefully, we'll kind of figure out how to manage this. I had to turn on the audio. Normally I don't because sometimes it's copyrighted. But I was told that there might be an audio clue as to which direction to go. So I have turned it on for chapter 5. Okay, empty room. explore this a bit. Kind of interconnecting. Okay, nothing that way. Let's take this for a bit. Seems to be a connecting doorway. Ah, so we're kind of on the other side of that. We'll go up. Is there anything in there? Nothing up there. All right. Nothing in there. Nope. Nope, nothing up there as well. This is the way we came from, right? No, this is different. I don't remember this. No, I think this is where we did come from. There's the door. It's just the colors kind of set me off. Okay, here we go. Alright. This is different. So I can hear the slight hum of fluorescent lights. Stairwell over that way. Check it out. It's a long hallway. Right. Different passages. Let's try this section first. The long hallway. Dark spot. Another dark spot. Empty. Okay. Let's try the stairs. Ah, this is interesting. Can I reach up that way? I can hear kind of a rumbling in the background. It's coming from that empty space over there. We're looking through. It's a bit of light coming from over there. Which way? Sort of a picture frame window that kind of seems infinite. Something over there. So we have a choice. We can go up or down. Let's continue down for a bit. Another choice. Is this empty? Yes, it is. Just a dead end. Purple. We'll go this way. Ah, we're back here. Interesting. Alright. Let's backtrack just a tad. So we came downstairs, so why don't we try this hallway? No, there's nothing in there. So if we backtrack again further, we came out of here, right? Yes, we came out of there. So now we'll go up. And there's not much to this area. Oh, there's an exit over here on this other side. Kind of a hollow air sound. Okay. Looks interesting. It looks like a game piece area. Very large meeples. The slide. Guess we'll take the slide. Oh, this thing. This is bizarre. Kind of funhouse feel vibe. So trippy. And there's another game that I really want to try. It's called Nascents. I think it was put out in 2015, maybe 14. Oh, we switched. Are we gonna fall? Hopefully not. Oh. That was interesting, but jarring. And that game is a first-person exploration game focused on mostly aesthetic and monumental, I guess, large, when I say monumental, architecture. More on the ceiling. Oh. Reorientated us. But, this area. Only really one way to go. I've seen videos of nascents, and it looks like to me the player is just traversing massive, empty, industrial-like structures, and often in silence, and it's sort of liminal. It's red this time. I don't recall red. Before it was a different color? Oh, this is weird. If I go down, there might be something there. So I'm gonna... Let's see, I was told to listen for audio clues as I'm opening doors. Wait a minute. Okay, so it does... There is space for that. This is different. I don't remember this. You found the gallery. I got an achievement. You found the... yeah. Cool. What's this? It's an empty space. More empty space. It's empty space without any light, so we have to be careful. It's kind of a back hallway. That's different. But it's also... leads only back into itself. Why am I opening all these doors? Because last time I was stuck. Now I'm kind of listening for audio clues just in case. I think I've opened all the doors. We'll see. No. I have opened all the doors. Is there anything this way? No. Just a dead end. Let's go. Continue on this way. Is this also a dead end? Looks that way. I think this is a dead end. Wonder how far it goes. Yep, it's a dead end. This way now. Don't see anything more. So I guess we're going down now. This area. That's the area I remember. And then this was sort of a weird sort of balcony area. So, I remember opening almost every door in this set to see what was going on, to see what I could find. But I got thoroughly lost. And I don't know if it's true or not, but someone had said there might be an audio clue as to which the right door is and which way to go. So I'm carefully listening as best as I can. This seems like to be a back hallway. Yeah. This all could be just a red herring. A false lead. Forcing you to open every single door. When really you don't. There's only one way to find out, and that's to try. This back hallway again. Ah, we're at the end. Alright. Well, that's our boundary. Okay, so that's our boundary. Now I guess I'll spiral in. Yeah, Nascence. Another game that I'd really like to try. Oops, sorry about that. Got distracted. There was also another game. I need to remember it. I think it's called Control, very simply. I think it was put out like, I want to say 2020, 2019, maybe? But according to the summary, the premise is that the player is a director of the Federal Bureau of Control and explores the oldest house, which is kind of a shifting, brutalist government building, I guess, if I were to describe it from what I've seen. Especially in the trailers and in other people playing it. So, we're spiraling in. So, I haven't heard any audio clues so far. But, yeah, Control. Interesting game. But from what I can tell, the building kind of exists in a perpetual state of transformation. And apparently there's some hostile forces within that game. It sounds interesting. From what I can see from the previews, it looks very interesting. I don't know if it's my cup of tea, but it piqued my curiosity. No audio clues yet. Now we're at the end of the hallway. Okay. Huh. Is this a puzzle? Or is this some sort of, like, thing to force you to open doors? Am I compulsive? A tad. Alright, so... I think I've opened pretty much all the doors now. Right. Seems to be a kind of long set of doors with 3 rooms, I guess? We'll see. I don't know whether or not that was productive, but at least I satisfied my own curiosity. That's it. Nothing for that set. The question is should I do this with the others? We could find something like that hidden gallery in the previous door set for the small one. Try a different tactic. We'll open up our boundary area, the most outer doors, and then kind of wind our way through each door set. Ah, I remember this from last time. Then I felt that there was no way to get to the other side. Okay. So we've defined our boundaries. Let's double check this one. Yeah, that's weird. What is this over here? So it's a little bump out. And a kind of emptiness over here. Okay. So the room kind of jags in. So if we open this and this, so we'll... I'm gonna use this strategy of opening all the doors in each room. But kind of sticking to the perimeter and then spiraling our way into the inner set of rooms. Because we might find a bump out like this. Right. Ah, here we go. This is different. Question is, should I continue with the doors or explore this area? Let's do it. We'll slowly go through. I mean, I was here before. I remember it. But I thoroughly got lost and I couldn't make any kind of progression through. And now it could be that this section is a complete dead end, right? But we'll try to go through it slowly and deliberately and try to see if I can... See, this is... I don't remember this. No, I do now. It just leads back through, I guess? Right? Yeah. No. Huh? This is different. I don't remember this. Ah. Right. This is cool looking. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Wow. Alright. So, I think a couple weeks ago they did like a fix or an update for bugs. So it could be that I just ran into a bug. And that's why I couldn't finish the level. Alright. Oh, that hum. Fluorescent light hum. Water down there. We can go up. What the heck? R2. I'll take a picture. That seems to be a dead end. We'll go back. I want to see if I can climb higher. As far as it'll let me go. Is this just a game of chutes and ladders? You go up one spot and then you're down another. It's too dark, I can't see. This is different. Ah. We're on before we were there. And now we're here on the other side. What is this? Ah, we're back here. Interesting. Let's go back into that main room and see if we can go higher using a different route. Oh, that's interesting. You kind of get above the railing. This is interesting as well. Remember this. More doors. Is it just the same hallway? What's this? There's a bit of a shimmer here. take a look over out here. This one is just a balcony. Okay. What happens if we go down here? Is this a dead end? Yes, it is. So maybe try up here on the stairs. Anything here? How far can we go? Into the darkness. That's pretty far. Oh, alright. I think we're done. So this seems to be a dead end. I'll have to head back. We'll double check that the end of this seems to be a kind of pit. Is this a balcony? Ah, it's a yellow stairs going down. Have I been this way? Hard to remember. Purple stairs? This seems a little different. We'll give this a shot. Ah. Can we jump it? Or let's try jumping it. Cool, that's different. That might have been a mistake, but we'll see. Ah, we're over here now. This is different. We can take a left or a right. Let's try and right. Hmm. Lots of dark areas here. But there is a passageway. Is it the only passageway? Probably. We'll go up. See where it leads us. Ah, this is very different. Okay. Go down. How do I get off the ladder? Oops. There we go. All right. That's interesting. Taking a drink of water. But yes. So pools is something I've played before, and I really like the way it looks and how it feels. But to me, that feels like a subgenre of a genre. I guess you would call it a sub-aesthetic. This is interesting. The walls are like plastic or laminated or, I guess, lacquered in polyurethane. Oh boy. What's going on here? Right. Why does the light disappear? Is it kind of pulsating? Can I touch this? No, I can only walk over it. Hey, Froggy. Kind of in daycare land. So there's a square way over there. I guess we're making it that direction. Ah. Ooh, mushrooms. I think chapter 2 or 3 has that mushroom aesthetic. We have 4 entryways. They probably lead to the same area. Yes, they do. We'll go around here. It's another kind of long hallway. Oops, sorry. Mouse controls are a little bit wonky. We have slides. Okay. Let's take the green slide. This one now. It's super dark. I guess we have one way to go. What's that? Is that where we came from, perhaps? And down we go. Ah, that was chapter 5. All right. Well, that occurred faster than I thought. I'm still falling. Ah! Now I'm in chapter 4? Or different area 4? Good morning. Hey Dirk, how's it going? Sorry I'm late. I had to the party. I had you tabbed for a little bit and I ran around doing stuff, getting stuff. No worries. Thanks for joining me and speaking up. We found our way through chapter 5 finally. Now we're back in these sort of pool areas. Ah, okay. Ah, okay. I think I recognize this, but it's a little bit different. No, it's the same. I'll give this a shot again. Yeah. All right. Can't go through that pool. Good to know. Maybe it's freshwater. You have no buoyancy in certain freshwater areas. Uh-huh. I'm here again. Interesting. So it seems to me that you can reach chapter 4 through chapter 3 or 5. But I guess chapter 4 leads to a dead end? But as I was talking about pools, one of my most favorite liminal spaces games, and walking simulators, I think the reason why I like it is pure aesthetic. And the atmospheric experience is just brilliant, right? It feels massive, it feels disorientating, kind of like this game, but... Excuse me. Extremely silent, right? There's only a couple of areas where pools has sound, but most of the time, or background music, most of the time it's just done. It's got nothing. There's no monsters, there's no jump scares. The horror or dread just solely comes from the oppressive atmosphere and the echo of water and the feeling that you're just alone and lost in that game. And that's what makes it so good. That's why I like pools. And Liminalcore does that. But it does really good at giving you sort of overwhelming architecture in certain areas, especially like in the beginning of midway through chapter 4, which we'll probably encounter again. Because I don't think there's any other way to go. But the architecture in this game feels very vast, and the emptiness makes me feel dreadful, but I'm also curious at the same time as I play it. And even though I'm kind of retreading my steps in areas that I've been through before, I'm still curious to see what will happen. To see if I can find a new route. There's another game with a kind of pool room-esque I think it was called, was it Anemoiopolis? Chapter 1. It was put out like 2 years ago, but they never finished it, right? As far as I can tell. I went to the Steam page and I'm like waiting for it to go out of early access or them to add new chapters, and nothing in the last 2 years. I think it's been abandoned, which is sad because I've watched certain areas of it being played and it starts out super strong, right? It's got that aesthetic, it's got that feeling, it's got various liminal spaces with initial levels that are that have that really fantastic abandoned indoor water park or mall feeling. And so like it does abandon malls really good out of the other games that I've seen. Empty sides, decaying food courts, you know, all the 9 yards that you would hope to encounter in a liminal spaces game of that nature. And then you run into these sort of interesting hybrid games. There's another game I wanted to really play, and it's called Exit 8. It was released like 2 years ago. And it's sort of a hybrid between, from what I can tell, a hybrid between liminal spaces and anomaly games where you kind of spot the difference. It's super short, right? And there was like a big, humongous uptick for that game. A lot of streamers were playing it, and of course, I watched Twitch, so I get to see it. So it's at first it seems kind of innocent because it's just a short, unsettling walking simulator played entirely from first-person perspective, and the player is just, you know, trapped. There we go. So we're back here. This is what this game does really well. This sort of vastness of space and unsettling architecture. Unfortunately, I have to focus because I might fall. The controls are a bit slidey. Oh, see? Didn't pay attention. Can't go that way, so I have to go up. And then over. At this point, we're mostly retreading a lot of Chapter 4, but that's okay. I'm enjoying myself. I'm going this way now. Not go that way. I feel like I'm in an Escher painting. Kind of trippy that way. So I have plans to play Exit 8. I just have to work through the other games that I'm playing right now. Exit 8 was such a popular game, especially in Japan. Now they made a movie for it. And that movie was like, what, released, I think a month or two ago? They haven't done any translations for it yet, so they might do a subtitled somewhere out there. But Exit 8 is actually based on a real location. In Kyoto, there's a subway hallway. It connects two lines, so you can, subway lines or train lines. So you can exit one train line and take the hallway and connect to a different train line, which will take you to other parts of Japan, or Kyoto in this particular way. Just getting a drink of water. No? All these games I find delightful because they just have the ability to affect you in a psychological way based upon their design and their aesthetics alone. Instead of the usual, like, jump scares or threatening monster, it uses something a little bit more subtle. It really taps into that kind of uncanny valley, but with architecture. Taking familiar places and then, but making them feel subtly instead of overhandedly wrong. And by subtlety, it can be really subtle. Like, you have a hallway, you're walking through it, but it's impossibly long. There would be no way that anybody could make a hallway that's superficially long for no reason whatsoever. And we're back here to the red rooms, or the red hallways. This is just dread. So, like, this thing, what is it? Is it a vein? I think it is. Can't walk over it, that's for sure. Living inside of a creature? Who knows? Oh yeah, we took that side room earlier. duper red. Well, little vignette. We'll just quickly go through. There's Mr. I again. But apart from being kind of having that uncanny valley with architecture, or where you have this sort of juxtaposition of a familiar, supposedly safe place, but is somehow devoid of human activity. You have like this profound feeling of isolation and absence, which then kind of gives way to vulnerability and dread. So in my mind, when I see places like this, I expect it to be filled. It looks like a city, right? Where are the people? Where have they gone? Complete and unnatural absence of life implies two things to me in my mind, and that's the space has been abandoned, applying some sort of catastrophic event, or, and obviously, I'm alone, amplifying a kind of vulnerability. Just the term failure of presence kind of creates an expectation for something else to fill the void, often resulting in a low-grade horror or dread of being watched. If there are no people here, what else is here instead? What has taken the place of human life? And then that's when the dread comes, and the fear of isolation and loneliness. Am I alone left? Or is there something else here with me, unknown and unhuman? And there we go. The heart stops. What does it all mean? Right? And this is where we have our full credits. And there we go. We finally got through chapter 5. I assumed that chapter 4 would link to chapter 5, but I was completely wrong. So it looks like you have to start in chapter 3, and chapter 3 links to either chapter 4 or 5, and then you can go through it. So that's cool. Let's find a different game.